Hello and welcome to a interesting episode of the not really tutorial series, but this will be kind of a mini playthrough of just the first few years in a conventional start. The settings of this start are pretty basic with just normal conventional at 500 million population. Pretty much nothing's been changed, and so you can replicate this pretty easily. I'll be walking through exactly how to open up and what to do. Now, do keep in mind, and this is a disclaimer to all you veterans who are going to get triggered, this is my opinion on what you should be doing at the start of the game. It is not the go-to rule book for it. It's just some good tips that I feel are good tips, and some general ideas that I think that can be very helpful to newer players. So do keep that in mind. So the first thing is going to be when you start your game and you have Earther, is you're going to do a couple of things. First off, you're going to open up the economics tab. So we'll open up here. You can see here. And we can skip over this for now. This is not important. We are going to go to our industry tab and we are going to start construction or something. So because we're in conventional, that means we do not have a ability to build construction factories. We have no Newtonian technology. So we're first going to build an academy. I like to do this because there isn't really anything here that you would want to build currently. And this academy will just generally speed things up. And get us some extra scientists. Next, mining situation. So over here we can look at our mining situation and see what problems we're having with, and our overall production, as we can see here. Shipyards. The first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be increasing our capacity to 3,000 tons. This is because I'm going to build a geological survey vessel at that size. I want to pre-plan my shipyards in advance. So we're now going to move to research. So the first thing you want to research, and we don't have it yet, with all your laboratories except for one, usually just one, is going to be, oh, this is a bit sucky, we only have a construction production. So if this happens where you don't have enough for this, you can either bite the bullet and just be like, okay, fine. Or you can go into this tab, scientist. At the bottom, you can change their field. This will reduce their research by 75%. So only do it if you're certain. And this will mean that you'll be able to basically transfer. Now, this can be abused, but obviously it's up to you, but it's a very useful thing in case you don't have a single scientist in that field. So we're just going to go with 5 research labs for the project, and then we're going to put defensive systems. So why are we doing defensive systems? We are trying to get our armor up because when we are designing our ship, armor matters a hell of a lot, and it's definitely overlooked that the higher armor you have, the more stuff you can fit on it because it's much more efficient. And especially in conventional armors, they matter a lot more in terms of their efficiency. In the first few conventional armors, you will gain so much more space. So that is something we're going to be doing now. Ground units, we're not going to touch this for this playthrough because they're not exactly needed, but I'll be getting started in later series. This is your wealth, obviously, the starting income, civilian economy, which doesn't know yet, and our empire mining. Have a look at this if you're wondering what your empire is mining at any one time. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to assign a planetary governor as well as an academy commandant. So we're going to go over here and we are going to go to our civilian administrators. We are going to look for someone who's good at production. I generally like production because that's the main thing that's going to be slowing us down currently. So we're going to get the biggest guy on production, civilian administrator. We're going to assign that person to Earth. Okay, there we go. I'm also going to check this box, which will automate assignments. And I'm going to assign a scientist to our academy. So if we find, I'm going to assign, you aren't doing anything. I want a power propulsion boy. I don't really have one available. We'll assign the logistics boy because logistics are definitely important. So we're going to go over to Academy Commandant, and we are going to assign, and this person will then increase the chance of getting more scientists of this type, and it will be very, very useful in terms of that. The next thing I'm going to do is go to race details, and we are going to go to our academies, and we're going to change it to full quantity or quality. And this quality will mean that our ships will have a bonus towards crew training and also ability. And the crewmen and junior officers will be reduced, but we are going to have so few ships that 2,000 per year is really not that big of an issue for us. You may want to change that as you get more ships, but that's just something to consider. Okay, so once we've got all that set, and everything's going underway, we're going to turn on a few buttons. We're going to turn minimal concentrations, we're going to make our surveys sorted, I'm going to turn on geo survey points, and I'm going to get ready to advance time. So we're just going to advance time every 5 days. Actually 30 days, because I want to be quick about this. Okay, we finished conventional armor, so we are going to re-get that for us. And we're going to get the next stage. Okay, and we should have the next stage of armor now. And then we don't have any more, so we're just going to put them into this. So 8 labs now in there. Okay. Now we're just going to skip time forward. Okay. And 2,000 tons of capacity. I'm also going to add a slipway here because I want to build more than one of the ships for the geological surveying. And we're going to get advanced time again. And we can play Trans-Newtonian technology. Okay, now once you've got Trans-Newtonian technology, you need to take a step back and actually look at what you're going to be doing. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is going to be getting power, an engine, and also a sensor. So I'm going to assign one boy to uranium armor because it's really cheap, because that will make a difference. And then I'm also going to assign some factories. So I'm going to assign 5 factories to power and propulsion, to get pressurized water reactor, which is an essential tech. All of these are techs you're going to be needing for your geological survey vessel. And I'm going to assign 2 laboratories for the sensors specialist. Then I'm going to come over to the industry tab, and I'm going to convert this. Now there's different ratios you can do this, but this is how I like to do it, at least for 500 million start. And I'm going to put 50% in converting this. And I'm just going to down queue this. So if your military academy did not finish because you were quick enough, you can just down queue that and that'll finish eventually. These construction factories and mines are much more important. We are then going to, I'm going to convert 40% to mines, and I'm going to convert the rest. I'm going to convert 50 of them to fuel refineries. Create, and I'm going to convert and the other 50 of them just to financial centers, just to get a little bit of extra income there. Now we'll be building more eventually, but this is just to get us started. Don't worry about these completion dates. As the construction factories come in, it'll speed up much faster. So now we're just gonna wait for research again. Okay, so we just completed pressurized water reactor. And we're going to assign for nuclear, or not, we don't want that. We want nuclear thermal engines. There we go. Nuclear thermal technology was completed. And while we're waiting for the other ones, we're just gonna, if you're able, if it's taking longer than it's expected, just grab the 0.9 liters per engine fuel here. And that'll just speed up stuff really, really quickly for us here. So we should be good very, very soon. To start designing our first component and our first vessel. Gonna put stuff in that, and we're also going to go for construction, and we're just going to start researching. So these techs are generally very important for our first vessel, or not first vessel, for our economy, so we're going to get that tech. And in the meantime, we're going to get geological survey sensors. So we now have that. I will sort these labs out in a little bit, but we're going to design our first vessel. So we're going to create a project, we're going to go to engines, and we are going to design 2 size 15 engines. These will be used in conjunction for 1500 tons. So we're looking at 2 engines, 150 EP, 2 is going to be 2000 is going to be 1500 tons, and then 500 tons for the geological sensors, and then another geological sensors, and then the rest for fuel, whatever that needs to be. So we're just going to design this. Also, you can prototype next generation techs or this generation if you don't want to build them just yet. So that is something you can definitely consider. So we're gonna get that. Oh, okay. We just got that. Now we're going to design our first ship, new ship class. We're gonna quickly reclassify this ship as a geological survey vessel. We're gonna add 2 engines. We're going to give it a deployment time of 24. We're gonna add 2 geological survey sensors for 250 tons. And then we're gonna add our fuel and our engineering. So boom, 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 boom. I like to go for 40 billion or 500,000 liters for my first vessel. And I'm going to just put you around there anyway, because that will give us the ability to go basically to the edge of the solar system and back without many issues. So we have 2 years of maintenance supply, we have 40 billion kilometers, we have geological survey sensors with a 2500 kilometers speed, which for a ship of nuclear thermal class is very, very fast. And we've got 24 deployment time here. So this is going to take us a little over a year to complete. So we're going to complete this, and we're going to retool our ships in the shipyard. Boom. And we're just going to build 2 of them into our survey fleet. And that will go ahead and finish on in October. In the meantime, we are going to set up our research. I'm going to put 1. This is how I like to do it. So it's the strategy of 1 scientist per thing. We're going to put 1 scientist into this project. We're going to put 1 scientist into this project. And I'm gonna get just to train them up, because you can't do 0 research labs in this anymore. So this is just designed around training our guys up, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of our labs on getting the next important things, which is gonna be better engines. Better engines and construction and logistics. Construction and also logistics tech are the best techs you want to be going for early, really. So we're gonna put 4 into improved pressurized water reactor. Okay, we're gonna skip forward on time. Okay, and our 2 vessels completed. So I'm gonna end the video there. On the next video, we will be going over how to set up orders, how to set up your conditional orders, what you're looking for in the solar system to survey, and we're also going to be looking at further steps for the industry and general game plan going forward with new ship designs. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll come back for the next episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.